Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Natasha, and this is Wheels in the Woods. Why is it Wheels in the Woods? Because I'm in a wheelchair, the wheels, and I live in the woods. The woods. It's not that deep. But what is deep is how far we're going to go today. So far, that in fact, you are going to be going deep inside of me, physically, emotionally, spiritually. But I am going to show you my insides. It's going to be awesome. If you are squeamish and you don't like the sight of blood, even if it's a small amount, you are probably going to want to stop watching this video once you see this green screen behind me go away. And when I say screen, it's actually the wall. This is just my office. That's the color that I painted my wall. I like green. Now, we're going to talk about pee. Yay! It's the one thing that if you're trying to actually do real research on, when you're going to Google, you have no idea what you're going to get. Depending on how you Google your questions, you might go to X-rated sites or you might go to X-rated medical sites. It's a gambit, but this is definitely going to be safe for you too. What happens, or at least what happened to me, once I broke my back, I did get a neurogenic bladder. That's what they call a bladder that no longer wants to be functioning correctly. And I have had the pleasure of experiencing both types. The first is the dangerous one, which is what I had, and that's when your bladder has spasmed shut. Pros to this: you don't go to the bathroom on yourself. Not on purpose, not an accident, not at all. You have to self-cath. What they're worried about in that is they are very worried that if you do not cath yourself, that you will die from urine toxicity from not cathing, which I'm a competent adult. That's not going to happen, but it can. The other type is when you go to the bathroom, whenever your bladder decides. It is not spasm shut. It is, and when I'm doing this, your pelvic floor muscles, they kind of meet like this and your bladder sits on top of it. And if it's spasm shut, your pelvic floor is spasmed together. So even if it's trying to go, it cannot. It just can't fight against the pelvic floor muscles because they're so much stronger. But I developed a syrinx, which this was kind of like the first sign that something's wrong. But I naively thought that it meant that I was recovering, that maybe they were wrong and I'm going to walk again, or at least be able to go to the bathroom again of my own accord. That is not true. What is true is that what happened over about 6 months of me going back and forth to the doctor and trying to figure out what's actually wrong with me, and then just getting me to try and take over-the-counter prescription, which they failed. That's the bad thing about dealing with me. I do what I want. I do my own research. Which led me to getting Botox in the bladder. Now, out of all the options, that seemed to be the least invasive, where I get to keep all my parts. I don't get to put a new orifice into my body of any kind, and with the least amount of actual health side effects. Now, not to say that Botox doesn't have its own side effects, but they literally inject into people's faces for years and they're fine. Their faces aren't rotting off. Does that mean there could be complications? Yes. And if I didn't already say it and you didn't pick it up, not a medical professional. I am not a doctor. Did not go to school. I just use the resources that humankind has made. So whatever you take from this video is from my experience. It's not medical advice. Get that from your doctor. But then I will tell you over and over and over again, do your own research, because your doctor might not be an expert or not care. Either option is bad. But the as far as putting a new orifice into your body, the new standard of care, I put in quotations, is they want to essentially put suprapubic catheters in. And if I'm saying that wrong, not a medical professional. Essentially what it is instead of going to the bathroom using your urethra, which is the hole that you pee out of, they literally create one in your gut, and then you are cathing from here. Which, if you're a gentleman, that means you don't have to put a catheter down your penis. Just put the catheter down your penis. For a woman, there is appeals because you cannot access your urethra when you're sitting on it. It is a difficult task to try and go to the bathroom if you're in your chair. So if you are traveling or if you're working, yes, there is an appeal to having an access port. But if you're young and you still want to experience, like, you know, physical intimacy with another human, that might not be a great option for you. You literally have it here. It's a tube. It can be caught. It can be moved. You can rip it. Nothing about that sounds appealing to me. I would like to keep all my parts the way that they are for as long as possible. And I don't care who wants to disagree with me. I don't want to do any of it. If I can't take echinacea about it, I don't want it. The only thing that's going to stop you is you. So just let's get to the good part of the video. Look at that. That is inside of my bladder as we go up inside of it. And then you're going to see here very quickly, it opens up, and all that floaty stuff is, a lot of it's lidocaine. The cool thing about self-cathing is that you probably always have a little bit of a bacterial infection just from random things that you're shoving into your body in the lube. It's not something that you want, and that is just the little syringe. And you're going to see here, if you don't want to see blood, they're positioning the needle and they're loading it with 100 milliliters of Botox. I think it's milliliters. It might not be. It's 100 something. It's 100 cc's. And there we go. They stabbed me. Even though they did not numb me, I did not have a spasm, didn't feel a thing. And that is nice. But now they'll just retract the needle after they're done injecting the rest of the fluid. And then after that, they give you an antibiotic. Or if you're like me, I was already on antibiotics because you need to be on them. It's not a good idea to go and create a wound inside of your bladder where it's not usually known to have a risk of having an open wound in. And then it's going to pull out, and then you see a little bit of angry, sadness. And that's the whole thing. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching this video. If it helps you, that makes me happy. If it was just educational, awesome. If you just came for the blood and urine, I'll deliver. Or I did deliver. But in any case, please give me a like down below if you liked the video. Follow and subscribe for more. And I love you all.